Ooh, stop. Alright, Instagram. What it do, shorty? Baby Bonez. I'm here breaking down some of my favorite tracks from my last album, Unapologetic. It got a lot of hard lines, got a lot of deep qualities and points I want to talk about. I'll sit here, play the tracks, and walk through some of the lines. First off, probably my favorite song, or everybody's favorite song, Ayo Mr.President. First off, I put that little clipping of the news. I want to say it's WJZ. I put that little clipping of the news in there, kind of like set the track, set the mood, set the vibe. Obviously in the track, I'm talking about the things. Obviously in the track, I'm talking about like a lot of things that's going on in the community or not going on in the community and why, you know, why there should be change and the repercussions that we all kind of gotta face. I know people may be a little hypocritical that you talking about murder, but it's the senseless violence. Like I was saying, it's the senseless violence. It's the pointless murders, and it's just that despair, that emptiness that's in the city. You know, especially in a place like Baltimore, and not a dime or nothing is really being done to help the city or help the people do any other thing, just do anything. I feel like people don't value entertainment and recreational community spaces. I don't want to say like people, but I feel like everybody, but that's some of the things that stop the violence. Baltimore got pretty much every neighborhood is connected to a park. We got a good recreation space. We got a couple parks here, Frank C. Bocheck. We got Patterson Park. I say, what's the next park? Charles Village probably be the next park. You got a harbor downtown, but it's not a lot of recreational activities. Not necessarily for the youth, even for the adults. You know what I'm saying? We need stuff that kind of, you know, break up that stress. Like nobody a computer. We just can't be all work, and especially in a place where there's barely any work. So, you know, that's what's going on, and that's what we need help with, or I feel like we need help with as a part of the community. You know, the greater Baltimore community. Everybody is just not a black or white thing. It's a rich or poor thing. Well, it's not necessarily a rich or poor thing, but it's an everybody thing. You know, we need some more of that. Like 46 murders in 45 days. That's just brutal. You know what I'm saying? So that was that little intro snippet, and that was the reason why I put that there. Going on to the next couple lines on the track.
Cause what comes at the dawn, ain't no death around the corner, that's the ones that we on. We post up with the work until the whole ship is gone. Ain't no excuses, right?
That's good. Hold on,
Mr. President, what?
In that first couple lines, Mr. President, welcome to my element, mind of a maniac. But you know, I'm having some, I was just kind of like setting it up, you feel me? Just wanted you to see like who you talking to. I really kind of wrote this song kind of like cause of Pop. He was right now, he was always spitting those lines like, you ain't never had a friend like me. I think the president is smoking weed, bumping his beat, making a living on my misery. Cause you ain't never had a friend like me. And he was always talking about the government, talking about the system. A lot of East Coast rappers was too. You know what I'm saying? You got guys like Jay in the government, fuck government. You know, niggas politic themselves. Then, of course, going back and knowing your history, the culture, OPP, Flavor Flav, and stuff like that, Fight the Power, all those type of records, just mad. I think consciousness is ingrained in hip hop. It's important for, I think, anybody with a voice to use it. Well, I ain't necessarily got a voice, but I'm trying to get one. So it's important when anybody with a voice to use it and speak up for people, and just sat in that mood, just even listening to artists like Ice Cube. I remember watching an interview with Ice Cube, like, nah, rappers are really more like news reporters. You know, we tell you what's going on. We tell you what's going on. And this is just these opening lines right here. Just me, you know, telling you what's going on. Just telling you what's happening in our day-to-day lives that we see, you know, was...
Welcome to my element, mind of a maniac, but you know I'm heaven sent. It's evident, you don't give a fuck about the hood. It's either that or you don't know what the fuck really good. The grass ain't greener on nobody's lawn, and we don't get it.
All right, that's the second part.
The grass ain't greener on nobody's lawn, and we don't get a good night's rest, cause what comes at the dawn ain't no death around the corner. That's the ones that we on. We post up with the work until the whole ship is gone. Ain't no excuses round here, ain't no choice to be strong, cause when the shit hit the fan, ain't no telling who's wrong. All them boys that show sympathy, them niggas is gone, or they talk the time out so we don't get along. But look, I can't.
I was just, again, more painting that picture. You feel what I'm saying? I think in terms of a painter, I'm just kind of like layering on. You feel what I'm saying? Just really kind of trying to adapt to the situation. Like, as a community, you know, we out there on the front lines, whether we like it or not. You feel what I'm saying? And I just think that was something important to say. Like, the definitely, we stand right in front of it. And then when you see, you know, back to that original quote, 46 murders in 45 days. You know what I'm saying? That's insanity. And I know it's cool, or maybe it is, sometimes it's right to blame illegal activity, but that's, you know what I'm saying? That don't necessarily always correlate to that. You know what I'm saying? 46 and 45, that's a person and a half. I mean, at bare minimum, when one person died, the next person already then got shot. Cause it's almost 2 people a day, so it's like 1.5. Like as one person's dying, the next person, you know, firing a clip off. And that's just ridiculous. And I think, especially a lot of times in the community, well, not in the community, and what's going on, they always telling us, pick ourselves up by the bootstraps. Like, you lucky to have a pair of boots around here. So, especially in Baltimore, you know, you lucky to just have. So, and I feel like that's what causes a lot of fights, causes a lot of separation between just people. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes it's real easy to look at somebody who has, like, everybody should pick up their bootstraps. Everybody should be responsible for themselves. Everybody, yeah, that's everybody individual, but everybody need a helping hand. Who don't need a helping hand? You know, everybody in the whole world they got a helping hand to get where they got at in some way, shape, or form, or fashion. And you know, how could you not feel any empathy for the people that, you know, live like you? Well, maybe that live like me. And I feel like we all have community. Aren't we Americans? Aren't we all citizens of the same country? Don't we all fly in the same flag? And I'm not taking anywhere in the track. I do ask, how do you give $1 billion to them? Which really is fine, giving aid to a country who needs it. But America is rich and we have money, but on our own home front, how we let our people starve, you know, how we let our people live in these conditions. I think that's just brutal. So.
The grass ain't greener on nobody's lawn, and we don't get a good night's rest, cause what comes at the dawn ain't no death around the corner. That's the ones that we on. We post up with the work until the whole ship is gone. Ain't no excuses round here, ain't no choice to be strong, cause when the shit hit the fan, ain't no telling who's wrong. All them boys that show sympathy, them niggas is gone, or they talk the time out so we don't get along. But look, I can't complain, it's all in the game. You probably roll up, laugh and chuckle at my pain. But look, we at the bottom, it's driving me insane. How the fuck you go and give $1 billion to yo, Mr. President?
Y'all really need to go into that. I feel like I kind of summed it up, spoke a little bit into the future. Just, I don't want to disrespect people from Ukraine either, because Ukraine, y'all need some help. That nigga tripping, Putin, off his rocket. But, you know, pack of chicken, $25 here in America. You know, we all need some help. You feel what I'm saying? But yeah, I guess I kind of foreshadowed that line. That was a little like the J, the Pac, the Q reference. And just talking about the situation I had and what I saying and what I want to change. It's pretty dope. Now we're gonna do the hook.
The fuck you go and give $1 billion to yo, Mr. President? Yeah, talk to this ghetto resident. The pain I'm going through is evident, and you ain't helping out my element. Yup, yo, Mr. President. Yeah, talk to this ghetto resident. The pain I'm going through is evident. Yeah, and you ain't helping out my element. Yeah, yo, Mr.
That's a hook. Pretty simple. You don't need to ask me. You feel what I'm saying? Let me know what's going on. Next track is like the continuation of the first part of the news clip.
With 2 more murders on Valentine's Day, Baltimore City is averaging 1 murder a day in 2022. Monday morning, police got a call for a shooting on Poteet Street in South Baltimore. Officers found a man shot in the head inside a vacant home. He died at the scene. Then at 11 a.m., officers responded to a shooting on East Fayette Street near Douglas Homes in Southeast Baltimore. When officers arrived, they found a woman who was shot in the neck. She later died at the hospital. There were 3 other murders, 8 non-fatal shootings, and 30 robberies over the weekend.
Speaks for itself. You know, that was some shit now. You feel what I'm saying? That was a lot. You know. But on to
he died at the scene.
Allow me to reintroduce myself. My name is B-Double, motherfucking real one. Now kick your feet back, bob your head and feel something. I'm from the place of dope dealing, trying to kill something. Bodymore, Murderland, the town they never saved. It's headshots on you, nigga, ain't no getting grades. Don't be amazed, most of our roles ain't even paid. Uncle Sam they played every single nigga in a maze.
Let me run that back.
Allow me to reintroduce myself. My name is B-Double, motherfucker. Now feel something. I'm from the Bodymore, murder getting grades. Don't maze. Most of our roles ain't even paid. Uncle Sam they played every single nigga in a maze.
I feel like kind of sometimes, not all the time, but sometimes it can be a setup. You know what I'm saying? We can kind of get set up by like traps of the system. I mean, they traps for sure, but you see what I'm saying? If you don't really like work your brain and sit there and try to figure it out for yourself and try to figure out how to balance out. Sheesh. My bad. Yeah, like if you don't work your brain and figure out how to kind of balance out, we just kind of all feel stuck or feel hopeless, or you know, there's always opportunity and there's always progress in life, you know. And some people can't see that, even though I think we live in a world where it should be clear that we can see that. You know what I'm saying? Everybody don't have that gift as us as a community to help each other, us as people to help each other. But you know, why do we have a system in our own country that kind of, some systems and institutions in our own country that openly hold us back? You know what I'm saying? That's a thumbs down. That's a whole thumb. That's the tweet right there. That's the highlight moment. That's a thumbs down, bro. That's what.
Rich getting richer, the poor getting 50 shades. Can't switch your ways, then fuck it, you are counting the days. Don't watch the TV, cause they don't tell it like it is. All they ever talk about is look at what that white girl did. But what the White House did, nothing. So niggas out here scratching and clawing and we ain't fussing. I bet you probably smiling, laughing when you see me something. Cause Uncle Sam always knows just when you up to something. Yo, Mr. President.
That was a lot.
Don't watch the TV, cause can't switch your way.
I'm not really a fan. Hold up, let me go back.
Hey, Uncle Sam that played every single nigga in the maze. Rich getting rich.
I feel like definitely that happens in America sometimes. I'm probably not the guy to completely say the rich get richer and poor get poor, like point that line out, because I definitely want to make a lot of money in life, but I don't believe in always giving charity. I don't feel like that's a successful person's responsibility to completely donate their money, but I feel like sometimes that's how America can be set up, or that's how the system can be set up. It's like a vacuum pulling rich people towards money, and then it's pulling poor people towards just more poor things. And I know that there are people in place, some of our politicians, not just the president, some people who clearly see like how recreational activities and community and stuff, the other stuff that I talk about, how they role in society and how they role as advancing people. And one thing I will say that's a little hypocritical in a lot of gentrified neighborhoods, that's the first thing they put over there. They put grocery stores, they put banks, parks, stuff for kids, shit, they build whole new schools, you feel what I'm saying? But 2, 3, 4, 5 months ago, 2, 3, 4, 5 years ago, when poor people were living here, Hispanics, even, you feel what I'm saying, some Hispanics, some black, some poor white, when poor people were less than living here, you know, they hit us with the, you know, we'll see about it. So I feel like that's funny. And then how, I know when you buy a property, any property, the government is notified. How do y'all, like, the same group of people just told us no, go around and veto somebody else, you feel what I'm saying, putting all these things right here. And when we told we don't have the money or this ain't the budget, you see Ukraine get $1 billion. And again, I don't want to offend people from Ukraine. People got ancestors in Ukraine. They need that money. They deserve that money. They deserve that aid. But we handing out $1 billion when our problems could be fixed with a couple million. You know what I'm saying? When our problems could be fixed for way, way cheaper than that. And if y'all was gonna give out $1 billion, y'all had $1 billion to give out. Y'all could change hoods everywhere. You feel me? A whole $1 billion? Some people can't even fathom $1 billion. Like, this is $1 million. This is $1 billion. That shit don't even look real. You know what I'm saying? It don't even look like a real number. It look like something made up. I don't know. How you open your bank account and this is what you see? Like this. Like it just look, I don't know, it looked like to me, in my head, it looked like a little kid. Like you feel what I'm saying? I'm a little delulu. When we ever gonna use that number? Like, you feel what I'm saying? When we ever gonna use the mitochondria is the powerhouse of the cell? You feel what I'm saying? What they taught us in school. I ain't never used that. I use math. I be rapping, I use English, but I ain't never used that. When we ever gonna use this? You know? And then we just gonna go you feel what I'm saying? And it's not that, and I think one of the things that make it a slap in the face, they gave him $1 billion like overnight. They FedExed them $1 billion overnight. When some of us, you feel what I'm saying, our whole families ain't never left the hood. ain't up because they couldn't afford to. You feel what I'm saying? Maybe some people have, but man, that is whack. Let me listen.
Rich getting richer, the poor getting 50 shades. Can't switch your ways, then fuck it, you are counting days.
That's what I'm saying. All right, yeah, you should change. I feel like you should change. You should always work on yourself to progress yourself. You know what I'm talking about? I think you should always work on yourself, progress yourself. I won't make excuses. Whew. Anyway, man. I won't make excuses for anybody. I think at the end of the day, we are responsible for our actions. We are responsible for our income. That's 125% true. And I think we should always change and should always push to become better. If you want more, you should have more. It's nothing wrong with being a $50,000 person because they are needed. Everybody's needed. The person at the grocery store is needed. The cross guards needed. Everybody got their place in life. But, you know, you still got to be held accountable for your actions. And we have to do it at an extreme. You know what I'm saying? Like, we forced to change. We forced to maybe focus on things like money so much, maybe a bit more than we comfortable sometimes. I remember the first time somebody really telling me, like, you know, I really don't want to be rich. I just want a regular job. I kind of was like, huh? Like, are you, like, what? Like, yeah, I'm just kind of cool right here. And it was dope to hear that. Because I hear a lot of fake stuff all the time. I'm going to be the next Jay-Z. I'm the next Bill Gates. Nigga. Can't read. You know what I'm talking about? But, like, we forced to kind of focus on money a little bit more than we feel, you know, comfortable doing so sometimes. You know? And that's not cool. I think we all got the right to be ourselves. You know what I'm saying?
Don't watch the TV, cause they're...
Don't watch the TV. I really don't like watching CNN, Fox, like necessarily like the big news outlets. I like to read things for myself, even if I just hear it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I would try to read it for myself or push my brain towards, you know, learning it for yourself. Cause you never, like, they twist it and turn it. They try to make things, you know, not about the topic, about what is not. They try to turn it around and kind of try to guilt trip the person that's bringing up valid points, and they just try to keep us fighting more than actually. I feel like sometimes they just want to fight. They just want to talk about, you know, fighting, just fighting for the sake of fighting more times than talking about like the actual topic at hand sometimes. I don't really see how people say a conspiracy theory or stuff like that. You know, people say the news is bad. It just seems like it's more about fighting, more about starting an argument. It's just keeping the argument going than anything. You feel me? So I don't believe in getting caught up in it. We need some cheese, dog. Somebody gotta help.
Then I'm telling it like it is. All they ever talk about is look at what that white girl did, but what the White House did, nothing. So niggas up.
And that was my full review of my own song, Ayo Mr.President. It's a banger. Go stream it, subscribe, like. Send me a messenger pigeon. You feel me? Like, connect with me. Don't press the, send me a smoke signal, something. You feel what I'm saying? Holla at your boy. You know what I'm saying? Go stream it. Go stream it. Go stream it. Tweet it. DM it. You know what I'm talking about? Get with me.